Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a game called Core Keeper. Now, the demo just came out not too long ago. We already put 50 hours into this, and it's going to be one of the biggest games, I think, of 2022. Now, I found out about it from Mediocre Milton. He had some of the games that were coming out in 2022 to keep an eye on, and we picked this one up, the demo from Steam. And it was going through until February 28th, and just threw 50 hours into it, and it's just super addicting. You'll be able to tell right now, one of the things, one of the great things, excuse me, about it is just the soundtrack. It's literally like if Terraria and Stardew Valley came together and introduced Core Keeper to us. The game, the developers, sold out publisher and everything, did just an amazing game on capturing everything good from those games and putting it into this. So let's go ahead and jump into it and see what I'm talking about. So right off the bat, you're going to start your game. You're going to pick a world, whatever, name it whatever. You're going to pick your slave slot icon, just something little right here, just a little bit of customization, so we can put that. Now we're going to go into picking our character. Now, as it stands right now, you can pick your character type, so you can play standard mode, which basically when you die, your character will respawn, and you can go pick up your stuff. Excuse me. And of course, what would a game be? What would a survival game be without a hardcore mode? So this one, you're going to die, you lose everything. So we're going to go ahead and jump into standard here. And right now, we're going to pick our background and create our character. Your customized own character. So you can change your body type, your skin color, your hairstyle, your hair color, eye color, your shirt, your pants. And the big thing right here is going to be your background. So you can see right here, we're on Explorer. So as of right now, I think there's 6 different backgrounds. We have Explorer, Miner, Fighter, Chef, Gardener, and Nomad. Now, as it stands from the demo, those are the only ones. We may have new ones. Fisherman, I think, Fisherman is going to be one, and there may be new classes or backgrounds that come out in the future. So you can see the starting perks right here. Each one is going to have their own different starting perks that are kind of catered to their class. So you can see the Explorer +3 running, a small lantern. We jump to the next one, Miner. You can have mining skill and start off with a pickaxe and food rations. Fighter, you can have melee, a sword and rations. A chef, which is going to be one of the topics that we cover in the video. Cooking skill, you get a cooking pot, 8 mushrooms, and a gardener, another one of the topics we're going to be covering in the video. Gardening skill, you get a copper hoe and a watering can. And then Nomad, if you really want to challenge yourself, even just in standard, you start out with nothing. So just an ordinary person without starting equipment, but all the possibilities, right? So we'll just jump into one here, and we'll just go explore, put in a name here, and then we jump into it. So the whole idea about this too, and why it's great, is that each time you jump into a new world, the whole world is going to be completely different. Procedurally generated maps, so every time you start a new world, it's going to be completely different. There's going to be whatever you found in one world is not going to be in the same as the next one. And the maps, we'll jump into it. We're going to skip the intro. You guys can check that out. When you pick up the game on March 8th is when it's going to be available for early access on Steam. So as we hop in here, you're going to see this core. And here we are. Now we've started the game. So you can see here we're an explorer. So we have our small lantern, 3 food rations. Very simple controls, WASD to move around, and you're going to use your mouse as well. Let's bring up the map. So this is our little area. We start right here at the core, right? Now I'm going to zoom out with my mouse wheel. You can zoom in. I'm going to zoom out and show you how big. So that doesn't really show it, but all of this right here, and you can click on the map and you can go as far as you want the other way. So these maps are going to be huge. There is no way that anybody is going to be able to explore an entire map, probably throughout the whole game. So you can see right there, that's what it is. Tab is going to bring open our character screen here. So you can see we are going to have slots for armor. We're going to have slots for rings and necklaces, jewelry. You're going to have a bag, which is going to be your inventory space. And you have an offhand slot. We're going to go to skills right here. So you can see this is kind of covering the classes that we were talking about, the backgrounds rather. Mining, and you click on this, and you're going to have different skill trees that you can go down right here. So each time as you're progressing through the game, you're going to unlock more skill points, and that's basically how you're going to level up. So you're going to have mining here, goes into 5-1, so you can go down this way. And they're going to tell you what these different things do. So archaeologist, explosives engineer, pick and run, miner strength. And you can just go through all of these. You have cooking, fishing, gardening, vitality, crafting, range combat, melee combat, running, and mining. So a lot of different options for your own character right here. You could probably create a different character each time you play the game. So you can hot craft some items right here. You can see we can craft a torch if we had some wood. And then as you're going through your adventures, you can also craft a wood pickaxe, a wood shovel, and your basic workbench. Now, one of the things that's great about this game too is the progression system. So you're going to start with a basic workbench. You'll work your way, I think, to a copper, and then a tin, and then a iron one, and then so on and so forth from there. So super cool progression. Now we're going to jump into my world that is active right now. And we're going to show you kind of where we've gone from the beginning there, and I'll show you the map too, just so you can get a better idea of what's going on with it. Another great thing about this game is it's not a solo game. It's not 2-player, it's not 3-player. Up to 8 players can play in one world at a time. So if you want to have all different classes, you can have a gardener, you can have a chef, you can have an explorer, you can have a miner, you can have a fighter. I mean, the possibilities are almost endless. So this is our world right here. So you can see, we'll bring up the map. So where we started in that new game right there was literally right here. Right? Same thing. So zoomed in all the way. Now I'm going to zoom out to kind of give you an idea of how big the map can be. All right here right now. And now we zoom out even farther. So you can see we're that tiny little dot. And 50 hours, that's all I've done. Right? And again, we can go all the way over here. We can go all the way over here. The game is going to be massive. And the fact that it's procedurally generated is just going to increase the replayability of this game to crazy amounts. So you can see here, we've got a lot of stuff going on. One of the things I wanted to touch on, obviously, was the crafting. We touched on that. So here's our basic workbench, right? Or this is the copper workbench. So you're going to be able to create better tools. So you start with the wood, then copper, then tin, then iron, and then we'll go from there. There are some things that are in the demo that obviously aren't going to be available right now until early access. But just to kind of give you a rundown right here, we have anvils, which is going to craft your armor. Workbenches, which will craft your weapons and your tools. You can see here, watering can, small lantern, hoe, pickaxe, shovel, and sword. And then you can also craft some basic base items here. So your walls, you can build bridges, a bed, doors, floors, and stuff like that. And then you move up to the next one. You're going to be able to craft 10 items of those. Increased bag, which is going to increase your inventory slots right there and increase your movement speed. Fishing is one of the things that's not in the game yet. Obviously, it will be available at early access. So we also have fishing. So you can see on the map here, we'll bring it up. All the blue areas right here is going to be water. So fishing is going to be a huge part of the game. Now, if we don't know if that's going to be to make food or anything else like that. But then you look over here, we have railway forges that are going to be coming. Carpenter table, which is available. Alchemy table, painter's table. So the painter's table, there's actually paintable floors and walls. So again, customization, you can have a different color house if you want. You can go at different floors. You can do checkerboard, whatever you want. You can paint your chests if you want blue chests in one room and red chests in another room, green chests, whatever. You can do all that. The alchemy table obviously is going to allow you to, I believe, make explosives and make, actually, well, let's just go check it out. We've got one right down here. And potions. So right here, so we have some healing potions and rage potions, stone skin, and then some bombs. And then you have your crafting table here, which is going to allow you to make some customized base options. So you have decorative torches, pedestals, where you can display some of the items that you've gathered. And we'll get into that a little bit. Decorative pots for your plants, rugs. And here's the painter's table. So you've got different colors of paints right here. Red, blue, yellow, green, brown, white, black, purple. A lot of just base customization, character customization, and then here's your jewelry table. So you'll be able to craft necklaces and rings that are going to obviously give your character a benefit, a boost. Now, some of the stuff that you can find is going to be, or some of the stuff that you can get rather, is not craftable. It's stuff that you're going to find out there in the wild here. So you can see some of the different armors and stuff here. Cavelings is one of the enemies in the game, so you can pick up some of their armor. And then over here we have different weapons that you can get. There's guns, you have muskets, you have slingshots, you have different tiers of swords. So your wood sword, your tin, your copper, your iron. And then there's some special ones like this. Now you'll notice the different color for the name. So it's going to be similar to a lot of other games where you do have rarity. So it'll be like white is common, green, and then blue, and then purple is like rare. So again, very interesting. I'm curious to see what they get in early access, and then upon full release, just how many different things we're gonna have. So you see how these chests are a little different, and that's gonna take us to bosses. So when we're at the core, we'll go head up to the core here in this game. When you're at the core, you're gonna see three different kind of shrines, I guess you could call them. So the core is going to be right here, and then you have these three different shrines right off the bat. So we have this one, which is Gorm the Devourer. So this is one of the bosses that was available in the demo. So you can see right here, once you kill the boss, you're going to have this crystal to put in here, and it's going to power the core. Then you can have these different items right here. A recall idol, which allows you to teleport. Carapace armor, which has its different benefits as well. And then we also have Glurch, the Abominous Mass, which allows you to get some other special items. And then we'll head over to this one as well, unlocked in early access. So we can't do anything with that one yet. I believe that's the Hive Mother. So the whole object of the game is to power up the core. Now, to what end, I don't know. We'll see that in early access and then upon full release. But you can see the different building customizations right here. So we've built a little building over here, kind of a little castle with a throne room. The different chests that you can get. Again, customization is key, and that's just going to increase the replayability for a lot of people. A lot of people like building, a lot of people like farming, and that kind of where you get the Stardew Valley touch. And then exploring and going and finding different creatures to kill and everything. That's, you know, along the lines of Terraria. So you can plant your garden over here. You've got different kinds of foods that you can plant, wood and stuff like that, so you don't have to go out and search for it. And just kind of be self-sufficient in your journeys here. So one of the things that we want to talk about here is the food. So you've got different plants and everything that you can grow here. As of now, as of recording this, every food can be combined with a different food to increase the capabilities of it. So you can see right here, we've got a bunch of different foods that are going to have different abilities from eating them. So you've got all kinds of different options, and then you'll do that here with the cooking pot. So you'll put two different items in here, and then you'll get something out of it. So some of these gooey pepper wrap, gooey mushroom soup, hearty meat steak. It's going to have a different amount of food increase, health regen, critical hit chance, max health, and stuff like that. Again, super customizable options, and that's just going to be ridiculous when we get into it. Gardening, we've talked about. You can garden out here, you can plant stuff down here. You've got these decorative pots over here that you can put your plants in if you want a little bit of a nicer aesthetic, like a wider light as opposed to the torches. Cooking we covered. You know, there's all kinds of different recipes you can do with that. Fishing we haven't seen yet, but you can see over here there's a lot of water in these areas. You can see this kind of little area right here with the bubbles. So I'm assuming that's fish. We'll get our fishing poles to be able to fish out some fish. Maybe you'll be able to uncover some treasure that was underwater or something like that. And you see this little guy right here. So we do have NPCs in the game that are going to hang around your base after you do a certain thing. And these guys are going to be able to sell you certain items. So that way, instead of going out and adventuring, if you need something right there, you can spend your money that you'll get from different things and sell to him. You'll find valuables that you can sell to him for money in turn, and you can buy these different resources from him rather than going out to search for them. So, I mean, the game right now is due for early access on March 8th, available on Steam, and I think it's just going to be one of the big hits. I call it a sleeper right now because I haven't seen much on it, and I guess, was late to the game and seeing it, but the developers already, just in the demo alone, I haven't had any bad experiences. I haven't had any bugs, any glitches, no game crashes, anything like that. And we've tried out multiplayer, I mean, albeit for a short amount of time, but had no issues with multiplayer. Now, I think you may experience a little bit of lag depending on the size of your base and how many players you all have at once, and depending on your location, wherever you're playing from and who you're connecting with. So some of those things may have an effect on it, but right now, all I can say is that this is going to be one of the biggest games of 2022. So if you're interested in survival, crafting, exploration, all that kind of stuff, base building, this game literally has all of it for you. An amazing soundtrack, simple controls, and just, it's a very addictive game. So if you're looking for something to play this year on PC, definitely check out Core Keeper. The demo just ended. Early access will begin on Steam on March 8th. So wishlist it now and just get ready for March 8th to basically invest a lot of time in this game. So that's all we got for this video, guys. Check it out on March 8th. I can't say it enough, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to have you join the community. And that's it. So take care of yourselves and each other. And as always, stay original, my friends. Later.